right, Timberwolves fans, let's talk about it. Last night, Dallas came into Minnesota and did what Dallas does. Absolutely handled the Wolves. Luka, Doncic, and Kyrie Irving didn't even need to play perfect games, yet it was still the same story. Anthony Edwards put up a flashy 24 points in the first quarter, and then the Timberwolves, they just fell apart. Listen, I know some of you are going to be mad, but if you're a real fan, you've got to face the facts. The Timberwolves have a big problem when it comes to consistency, decision-making, and dare I say, toughness. You've got Ant saying he needs to figure it out on the boards. Edwards literally admitted, I've got to figure it out. Maybe I should ask Rudy Gobert what to do. Really? You're a team leader, Ant, when Dallas out hustles, on offensive boards and scores 23 points off them. There's no one else to blame. And don't even get me started on the turnovers. The Timberwolves turned it over 20 times. That's 20 freebies for a team with Luka and Kyrie just waiting to cash in. Dallas scored a solid 25 points off those turnovers alone. It's like Minnesota walked onto the court and handed them the game on a silver platter. Anthony Edwards puts up 24 points in the first quarter, and people are out here celebrating like it's a win. Here's the reality check. You can't have your star player go ballistic for one quarter and then be nowhere to be found when it matters. The Mavericks locked him down. He ended with 37 points, but it wasn't enough to make up for the blunders. What does that tell us? Dallas doesn't even need to play their best ball to take down the Timberwolves. Luka didn't have a spectacular game by his standards, and still, Dallas came out on top. That's what elite teams do. They find ways to win even when they're not firing on all cylinders. Luka had a shocking night. Guess what? Dallas didn't need him to carry the whole load. That's called team depth, Wolves fans. And then there's Kyrie putting up 35 points and sinking threes like they're free throws. Meanwhile, the Wolves are out there missing 9 of their free throws. 9. That's a basic skill. How are you going to beat a team like Dallas when you can't even nail the freebies? Let's get real, Timberwolves Nation. This team has some soul searching to do. The defensive lapses, the lack of discipline, the inability to close out quarters. It's got to stop if they want to be taken seriously. The Mavs just showed the league what happens when you stay poised, stick to your fundamentals, and capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. Minnesota, they were their own worst enemy. Perseverance. If Minnesota didn't shoot themselves in the foot with all those missed free throws and turnovers, they might have had a shot to win this, even on an off night for Luka. But if it doesn't win games, does it? Dallas walked in and just bullied the Wolves' word counts on the boards with clutch shooting and with way more discipline. And for all the talk about officiating, let's be honest, Minnesota should never have let it come down to the refs. You control what you can control. The Mavericks didn't complain. They didn't make excuses. They went out, executed, and shut the Wolves down. So Timberwolves, where to go from here? Another year, another so-called promising season slipping away. If they don't make some serious changes, this isn't just a bad game. It's a trend, and it's a problem. Luka, Kyrie, and Dallas are showing what it takes to win. They're making Minnesota look like they're playing JV out there. And if this keeps up, the Wolves season is going to be over before it even gets going. Break up Minnesota, because right now, the only team anyone's talking about is the Dallas Mavericks. And unless something changes fast, Timberwolves, this won't be the last time you're sitting on the wrong end of the scoreboard against Luka, Kyrie, and Dallas. Like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Are the Timberwolves doomed, or can they actually get it together before Dallas leaves them in the dust for good?